Previously on Merkaat Manor, Flower gave birth to her second litter. After kicking out caring Mozart, she eventually allowed her back into the Whiskers, but her other daughter, Tosca, has been banished to live by herself on the edge of the group. Usarian was looking for love, but his amorous advances were frustrated by rival males from the Gattaca. Merkaat Manor is a 3-square-kilometre patch of the Kalahari Desert in South Africa. It's home to the Whiskers, a 40-strong gang of meerkats. They're part of a 10-year study by Cambridge University biologists. And their lives are being monitored round the clock by our cameras. So far, we've witnessed this extended family survive a deadly snake attack, aerial ambushes, and vicious battles with their nomadic rivals, the lazuli. In the meantime, they've managed to have 16 kids, but they're about to face their biggest challenge yet. It's been 3 weeks since Flower gave birth to her latest litter. With her new, healthy pups doing well above ground, the group has never been so big. Even after the death of Mozart's pup 4 weeks ago, there are still 15 youngsters to look after, and living conditions are starting to get very cramped indeed. Everybody needs to pull their weight. If they don't, the community could collapse. It's business as usual in the morning. With so many meerkats trying to carry out their duties at the same time, there doesn't seem to be much room for maneuver. The dust cloud is really starting to get up Kinkajou's nose. Nearby, a group of teenagers think it's much more fun to play fight than get covered in dust. Flower's partner Zaphod enters the fray, but he has a tough time stamping his authority on the troublesome gang. While he scent marks to show them that he's boss, they take little notice of him. By letting Tosca and Mozart's pups live, Flower has let the size of the group mushroom out of control. Her leniency may come back to haunt her. If the dominant pair can't take command, then something is going to snap. While safety in numbers is good, this many meerkats living together is making everybody's life difficult. But not as difficult as it is for poor old Tosca. She's hanging around the burrow trying to find a way back into the group, but while Flower is around, she's got no chance. After her mum recently stamped down her authority and chased her away, everyone's ignoring her, and she's out in the cold on her own. There's no time to hang around as Flower leads out the huge party. Flower's new litter must learn the necessary skills to grow strong. With the little ones along for the ride, it's the first time the whole gang have been out foraging together since the pups were born. Because there are so many meerkats out at one time, they've got to be careful that nobody becomes separated. First stop, a fallen camel thorn tree. They have to be careful here. The hollow of the tree would be an ideal place for a snake to take shelter, but the hungry Whiskers are willing to take the risk, especially as this is an ideal place to find such meerkat favourites as scorpions. Unfortunately, this time there doesn't seem to be a single meerkat meal around, and the 40 hungry mouths will have to widen their search for food. They constantly make contact calls to help all the family members locate one. But with so many meerkats spread over a large area, the huge unwieldy group begins to split into two. It's impossible for Flower to keep track of everyone's whereabouts, but as she forages, she can hear calls from a small group of 7 party faithful that are sticking close to her. Her loyal and ever-present partner Zaphod is not letting her out of his sight. He knows she's ready to mate again. Mozart is also nearby. She's trying everything to stay in Mum's good books after having an unpleasant taste of life on her own outside the group. She's looking after one of Flower's newest pups, Dudley. And wherever Dudley is, Clive, his brother, isn't far behind. Tenacious Mitch is also part of this little band and has fully recovered after his recent illness. He's amusing himself with the local wildlife. The tortoise is less amused. Pozzo and Sparky are the final 2 adults who are happily foraging near the boss. Apart from this little band of 7, the other 32 meerkats that make up the Whiskers group have wandered away from Flower, and she hasn't a clue where they've gone. In fact, they've all congregated at their favourite watering hole over a kilometre away. While some are having a refreshing drink, others, instead of keeping lookout, decide to chill out and soak up the rays against a sunny wall. This is totally irresponsible. They should be extra vigilant here. It's a popular spot and anyone could sneak up on them. It's one of the few places in the territory where meerkats and a variety of other animals know they can find water. In dry years, rain may only fall on about a dozen days, so this is a coveted place. If they stay this relaxed, they may get caught out. Cruz from Flower's first litter is feeling thirsty, but is finding it difficult to scale the stone trough. After all that effort, all he's got is a good manicure. Tiring of sunbathing, the teenagers continue their boisterous games. Without Flower and Zaphod around, they can play on uninterrupted. But trouble is on its way. Just the other side of the waterhole, there's an unfamiliar face lurking. It's Big Si, the dominant male of the lazuli. He's the biggest, meanest meerkat in the territory, and worse still, he's not alone. He's got the rest of the lazuli with him. It looks like Big Si is leading them to the waterhole for a drink. The Whiskers, minus their leaders, are obliviously on a collision course with Big Si and the lazuli. As the Whiskers head away from the Kalahari Country Club, they are still taking sentry duty very casually. Even though they are vulnerable in the open, the naughty teenagers are still messing around. Lack of vigilance here could be disastrous. Fortunately for them, there's one older meerkat who's got his eye on the ball. It's Shakespeare. He spots the lazuli and warns the Whiskers that serious trouble is on its way. Without Flower and Zaphod's leadership, the Whiskers haven't a clue what to do. Realizing they've finally caught out their rivals, the lazuli close in to attack. In blind panic, the Whiskers make a run for it, distancing themselves still further from Flower. Flower and her small group are totally unaware of the drama. They're too far away to hear the alarm calls and have been preoccupied finding food. When her small gang of foragers return to the burrow, they discover there's no one else at home. Flower has gone from being the queen of 40 to looking after only 7 meerkats. As the moon rises, the tiny group stay up late, hoping to see the rest of their family come back. If no one else returns to the burrow, this little group will be left to face the dangers of the Kalahari on their own. Next morning, it all sinks in. As the tiny group get up, they are totally bemused. It's a shock for Flower to be part of such a small group. With fewer helpers, it will be more difficult for Flower to take care of her pups. And if she has another litter, life will get even tougher. Meerkats normally work on the principle of safety in numbers, and the Whiskers have had that in their favor in the last few months. Although a group of 8 isn't unusual, with fewer sentries they are very vulnerable. And if Big Si and the lazuli find this small group, they'll be in deep trouble. One meerkat who has found the group is lonely Tosca, but she daren't go anywhere near them. Flower isn't ready to let her back in, so she'll have to carry on fending for herself. While the small group get warmed up, Dudley and Clive are keeping each other company. They're oblivious to any danger. They used to have lots of brothers and sisters to play with and plenty of relatives to look after them and bring them food. Being on their own is going to take some getting used to. Although they've already been out foraging, their food is still supplemented by milk. Mozart has already had a litter of her own and is an experienced mum, so feeding Dudley and Clive is second nature to her. She's doing all she can to help and is taking the strain off Flower by allolactating for her pups. It's common for meerkat females to provide milk for another's young, even if they've never had a litter of their own. After the pups have had a little breakfast, it's time for everyone to come to terms with the fact that their family is in tatters and go in search of food. Very young pups would not normally be expected to forage every day, but Dudley and Clive are encouraged to follow Flower by her lead calls. Rather than stay home alone, they choose to make the long trek with the adults. Now that the group is so small, the grown-ups spend more time than usual looking out for predators and less time foraging. This means that the pups might be safe, but with all the exercise, they're also very hungry. Dudley and Clive follow the adults and try desperately to get a free meal. They're totally reliant on the adults bringing them food, but their incessant begging calls aren't working. They aren't even thrown the odd snack. Their chances of getting enough food to survive without adult support is slim. Flower's in a desperate situation. She wants her pups to grow up strong and move on to solid food, but she needs to keep herself healthy so that she can also supplement their meals with milk. It's ultimately for the good of the pups, but for Dudley, having his lunch stolen doesn't seem very fair. Not content with stealing from Dudley, Flower robs Clive of his first meal of the day too. This is a meerkat driven by instinct, but she's only trying to do what's right to keep her shrinking family on track. The glossy starlings following Mitch are having a better time of it and stealthily pick off a few of his leftovers. After stealing from Dudley and Clive, Zaphod's next in Flower's firing line. She's not taking his food, but she won't let him anywhere near the prey that she's just dug up. If the boss can't make ends meet, then no one can. A large gang of meerkats has been spotted on the other side of town. It's the rest of Flower's missing family. Their running away tactic seems to have worked. The lazuli return to their own manor without laying so much as a paw on this leaderless group, but they have succeeded in pushing them further away from Flower. They've spent the night in a burrow area that's alive with other animals. It's home to a family of ground squirrels and a clumsy juvenile goshawk. He's got a lot to learn before he'll be able to outwit any of the clever visitors that are staying here. With Flower and her daughter Mozart out of the picture, Daisy is zealously assuming dominance of the splinter group. In the last few days, it's become obvious that she's pregnant. Her liaisons with Carlos from the lazuli have been fruitful. It won't be long before there's the pitter-patter of some more tiny paws. As she leads out the foragers for the first time, she's taking her new responsibilities seriously. Maybe a little too seriously. It's not long before she stops the gang with an alarm call, right in the middle of an exposed area. Though she seems extremely agitated, the rest of the group can't see what all the fuss is about. If things carry on like this leader will be here today and gone tomorrow. It's not long before Daisy's gang get back down to foraging. They have their new queen, but who will be their new king? This could be nervous and slightly desperate Usarian's big chance. With his brother Zaphod finally out of the way, Usarian tries a bit of scent marking to impress the new leading lady. She's completely disinterested. What he's after are mating rights, and they won't be on offer until she's had her litter. Poor old Usarian just wants to get on with it before Flower and Zaphod turn up and spoil the party. A lonely little figure appears in the distance. It's Tosca. She's found the rebels and is keeping an eye on all the action from a safe vantage point. She desperately wants to get back into the group, but after her severe reprimand from Flower, Tosca won't venture too near this gang until she knows she's got a chance of being accepted. If she does join the Splinter group, she could cause some real trouble for Daisy, as she's older and much more experienced. Flower is far away and unaware of the intriguing new family politics. Her young pups Dudley and Clive are starving because everyone's been concentrating on sentry duty. And Flower has been more interested in stealing their meals than finding food of her own. By midday, the temperature is in the mid-40s Celsius. The little gang are tired and hungry and take some time to rest up in the shade. Flower can see vultures circling. If anything untoward happens to her group, they're ready and waiting to pick up the pieces. For Flower's faithful little gang, the adventure is only just beginning. Next time on Meerkat Manor, Dizzy Daisy faces her first big challenge as the leader of the Splinter group, and lonely Tosca makes herself even more unpopular.